Welcome to the Property Show. The second wave of COVID-19 pandemic in India is here. This wave has been deadlier and more fatal than the first wave. With good times still far away, will this impact the real estate industry in India?
Obviously, the demand also is affected because of the seriousness of the lockdown, though this time the lockdown is partial, even then it is there. And obviously, this is going to have a negative effect in terms of sales realization.
In the last 1 month, we had seen a dip in site visits as well as the sale of the flats across nation. Even in ready to move in, we are facing huge challenges to deliver the projects because the final fit out of the flats we are not able to manage. We are facing huge challenges in raw material.
However, there is a positive angle to it as compared to the lockdown of 2020. Real estate construction is allowed to continue provided the workers are on the site.
In 2020, government gave extension to housing projects for completion. Will home buyers get their houses on time this time?
Labor part, that is the main constraint that we are facing in the today's challenging time. Second is the raw material part, availability as well as supply chain management. Third one is the collection of funds from the flat allottees which are already sold, that the developer is not being able to acknowledge and collect on time to get the projects on board with the timelines.
Where we have construction workers in C2, we would be affected by 10 to 15% because there are always workers who come from outside, especially for minor skills. But in those projects where they don't have accommodation on the site, it's a major problem on the whole thing.
All the staff of the government departments also have a hit due to this COVID scenario, and all the agencies or the bodies are working with reduced staff. So we are not getting the approvals, small kind of approvals also on time.
How are developers ensuring timely completion of projects?
The positive part is that we are able to retain our labor, we are able to continue the construction, and wherever the installments are to be obtained, most of the customers are also paying the installment and the banks are fully backing this installment payment.
We had issued SOPs to all the developers across India to follow certain patterns to do orientation and counseling programs for the laborers about the appropriate behavior of COVID. And parallelly, we are distributing precautionary medicines like vitamin C, zinc, and other medicines to all our staff as well as the laborers who are working at site.
Are there any challenges in the availability of resources required for the completion of housing projects?
We started ordering the material and stocking it so that the labor do not face the challenges that raw material is not available. But practically speaking, due to lockdown in the National Capital Region, we are facing a huge lot of challenges to procure further material to work at site. So that needs to be addressed by the government.
Material seems to be available, but the prices are not affordable. All the cost of inputs have gone up. While we have already sold these apartments and there cannot be any prices escalation because for us, we deliver a fixed price contract, but our input costs have gone up. So I think, yes, you're agreeable that the price would be a little issue, that the profitability on the projects would come down, definitely.
What help do the real estate sector and developers require from the government in order to complete projects on time?
We are also asking for the extension of the stamp duty, which is over on the 31st March. We requested that it should be extended up to 31st December 2021. And also the fact that the foreclosure laws, which were expired in the last week of March, should be extended up to December of 2021.
We have approximately 2.5 crores construction workers across India. So the major problem what we are getting is the vaccination drive is very important so that it gives a security to all our workers at site. And we are not getting support from the government. We have to have a license of CVC, COVID vaccination centers from the government. Then only we could start such drives. On the level of CREDAI, we could develop some vaccination centers where such vaccinations can be done with the help of coordination from local authorities as well as the health departments that are based in the entire states.
What happens to those home buyers who are unable to pay their dues to the developers as once again their income has been impacted due to COVID-19?
Where the salaries have been cut or they are not being paid and That is the problem. Those are the type of examples where the installments are not coming. But in the other cases, we don't have a problem. So I would say 90% of my cases have no problem whatsoever. 10% people are asking for more time for making payment. 1% and less are doing cancellation because their financial position does not enable them to get pay the installments even in the future place, because they have lost their jobs.
Some of the developers have already extended the timelines by 10 or 15 days when the banks are not working or some other problems are there. The builders could only extend any benefit to the public and their allottees if they get the benefits from their financial institutions or banks which are funding the construction finance facility for the projects. We had seen in many of the states or cities that the land has been procured by local authorities, which is on leasehold rights. So if some relaxations can be given in the interest and penal interest by the authorities or the financial institutions and banks, builders would be really happy to pass it on to their allottees.
Case-to-case basis, where we do find a genuine problem with the customers, obviously we seek to accommodate them, especially when they have paid a substantial amount of money and the intent is very clear.
Situation is grim during this second wave of COVID-19. Homebuyers want to move into their self-owned houses and stay safe. But the good thing is that the work is going on in most housing projects. Thank you for watching The Property Show. Please like and share this video and do subscribe to MBTV.